New York police officer Ralph Sarchi joins forces with an unconventional priest to combat the possessions that are terrorizing their city. This is my review of Deliver Us from Evil. I actually wanted to see this movie when it came out during the summer, but when I went to go see it, it was gone in my area and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I decided to wait to see it on DVD and Blu-ray. And I rented it, I think it was in October when the movie came out, and yeah, so watched it, and I thought that this movie was bad. The good points. Even though I said the movie was bad, I think the gem of this movie was the acting by Eric Bana, who played the police officer, and Edgar Ramirez, who played the priest. I thought their acting was the best out of this movie, and their chemistry together was good as well because of their characters that they played. Because Eric Bana's character, who's the police officer, doesn't believe in like God or spirits or stuff like that, really. While Edgar Ramirez's character, who's the priest, tries to convince him. And even though it's the cliche, like, person doesn't believe in all this versus the priest that has went through it stuff, I thought it was still good with the acting that they had with one another. So I guess I can say the only part of the writing I liked was the writing of the characters played by Eric Bana and Edgar Ramirez. Next, I'll have to say that the makeup was done well. Because, you know, if you're going to have a possession movie, then you have to have good makeup to make it look like the people that are possessed are, like, deteriorating and stuff like that. And this movie did a good job at doing that. I actually thought that the exorcism in this movie was done well. I think that was the one scene in this movie that I liked, which was the exorcism scene. And the final good point about this movie would have to be Joel McHale and his comedy. And when I watched this movie for the first time, I did not know before that Joel McHale was in the movie. But once I saw Joel McHale, I was like, hey, that's Joel McHale, what's he doing in this movie? But yeah, he plays the partner of the police officer played by Eric Bana, and he does a good job with his comedy. The bad points. Alright, so for this movie being a horror movie, I did not find it scary at all. And I think the reason for that being the case is with the directing and writing for this movie. Because really the only scares in this movie are jump scares. And for me, you can have one or two good jump scares as long as the rest of the movie is composed of like good horror moments. But when your entire movie revolves around jump scares for the scare factor of it, then it's like, really? And this movie has the three type of jump scares in this movie. It either has the loud sound jump scare, or the coming out of nowhere jump scare where like someone pops out, or mixed between the two when someone pops out and there's this loud sound. And with the first 2 or 3 jump scares, I jumped a little bit, but then after that, I didn't jump at all because I was seeing it coming a mile away. And really the two other things I need to talk about that are bad in this movie are the rest of the acting and the rest of the writing in this movie. For the acting, I felt that the actors who weren't Eric Bana or Edgar Ramirez were just mediocre. And as for the writing, there are like a lot of cliche moments in the movie. I wasn't really invested in the story that was written for this movie. And there's just a few aspects of the movie that doesn't make sense to me. And one of those aspects is, why are songs played by the Doors being played? I mean, I get why they're in there, but I'm just trying to say, was there any particular reason why they had to be played in the movie? Because overall, after I saw the movie, they didn't really play into anything for the movie, in my opinion. I mean, it was trying to play into something in the movie, but after I saw the movie, I was like, it didn't really do anything for me. So my rating for Deliver Us from Evil is going to be a 1 out of 4 stars. You know, even though I said it was a bad movie, I thought that the performances, like I said, from Eric Bana and Edgar Ramirez were good. The comedy from Joel McHale was good. The makeup was done well. The exorcism scene was good. But the main bad points for me, which were the scare factor of the movie, the directing, the writing, and the acting by people who were not Eric Bana or Edgar Ramirez, are what brought this movie down to 1 out of 4 stars. And I think if you're a fan of horror, or if you're a particular fan of horror that likes possession movies, then I think you'll like this movie for sure. So that's my review for Deliver Us from Evil. Hope you guys liked it, and other than that, guys, that's it.